comms today. We've got Lumina, Ariel, and Just Call Me MB. How's it going, guys?
Hello.
Yeah, it's alright.
Good.
Yeah, getting into our first best of 3, as all 3 of us realised before we signed up for comms.
Oh yeah, we totally knew before.
None of us were caught off
Yeah,
guard by the fact
No.
this is best of 3,
And none
and
of us
they're gonna be
even
staying
had to.
up to like 1 a.m.
Yeah, and none of us had to ask what best of 3 was, so that definitely
That
didn't
also did not happen.
And
so...
no one has to wait to eat their dinner.
No,
So-
Yeah, it's possible that one of us may dip at some point for one of the depending on how things go for a little bit. We'll see. But we're all here for the first one.
Yes, we're here and we're excited. I've seen these runners through a couple different matches, and I know they've got many tricks up their sleeves. Storewide is a co-commentator friend of ours, so I have to say I'm slightly partial towards Storewide just for, being so awesome with commentary this year.
We cannot.
I didn't need to lose his bracket. I'm on Daniel's side.
Yeah, Daniel, but we cannot count Daniel out because Daniel has been incredible this tournament thus far. Really has last year did not do that great in the 80% tournament, and this time has been just flying through. So,
and the practice, I mean,
oh yeah, and the quals, yeah,
calamity,
just
today.
Yeah, just like doing that, it's crazy, man, crazy. All right.
So is there anything we'd like to see? Any tricks in particular, any strats that you guys really look for?
I'd really like it if one of them brought out the bullet time bounce, That's a classic trick. I think it would make the run classic.
I think. Yeah, I would. I know you're being funny making a joke, but I really want to see someone BLSS at some point.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw at least one backup with it.
Yeah, because it's a great backup, and I think it's a really great example of new glitches changing things.
Yeah, exactly. You don't really see either of these runners doing it between bombs and mag, but I think I have seen them both do it at the castle.
Yeah, people have been
just someone.
Yeah,
just to be clear, thank you, Lumina. Thank you.
Yeah, one time I just tried pulling bow after missing the frame, and it's like, oh, that's really free. How do I ever miss this?
Well, there you go.
All right, our runners are off.
For me, I would say I'd love to see a save, a hard save at several locations. One being after Amiibo, I think is a pretty good idea, right? I mean, come on.
You save for Amiibo, don't you?
Especially if you get good. Well, yeah, no. Even we know that scanning Amiibo is not free. I mean, like it is. Well, it's free once you have them. But what I meant is, whether or not you're going to get what you need from it.
Yeah, but then you get an autosave just before that, so you can just reload to that.
Yeah. All right. With everyone picking up the Sheikah slate, it is time to begin the actual run. Go.
And probably more importantly, a hard save right before Windblight skip, just because I have seen someone die to one of the blights and then have trouble getting back up to Sanctum with that Wind Bomb. And I was just like, oh my gosh, if you had saved, you wouldn't have to worry about this, but I get it, but I don't.
Yeah,
at the
that's
same
a
time.
safety one, but it depends how tight the race is, because that is like a 10-15 second detour.
Right.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Speaking of 10-15 second detours, we do see Dan with a slight lead out of SOR. Both runners will be going for the pot lid, which is kind of what you'd expect. I do we'll start seeing some Boko shields coming from runners now that we're at a best of one.
Especially in the winners bracket, because as a lot of our really top level runners are so comfortable and so I guess confident in their skills for Boko shield that that's what they do. Like I think player 5 that's what player 5 does. Yeah.
Player 5 likes it. Roko does it a lot. They're just very comfortable with it now.
Which, props to them. The
rest of us both our runners getting the mushrooms. Very safe in races.
Yeah, we were I think it was with Storewide actually the other day. We were talking about, he and I were talking about whether or not to grab the peppers or the mushrooms, and he was explaining that it's easier to pick, or Noman was too, but these guys just all know.
Yeah, mushrooms slightly quicker, but like the worst case scenario of the stasis split is you get hit by the Bokos, take 2 points of damage, and you get hit by the and you fail the jump, which also loses you 2 points of damage, at which point the mushrooms wouldn't quite give you enough health. So, yeah, mushrooms will protect you from one of those mistakes. Peppers will protect you from both, but peppers are a little slower, so it's risk-reward. Usually you won't fail both, so most runners go for mushrooms.
I also think it's about knowing yourself as a runner, knowing whether you think you'll need it or not. You know,
exactly. You'll be a lot more comfortable with the trick as well if you have the backup feed. You don't have to worry about missing it.
Yeah,
right. Isn't that the great conundrum? If I have the backup food, I won't miss this.
Yeah, it's just literally that. It's a matter of confidence.
The backup food, like
I will miss it. Again, I think it's really just about knowing yourself as a runner and knowing how you've been doing and things like that. That if knowing that you have the backup makes you calm enough and confident enough to execute, then that's what it takes. You know, that's what it takes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, mentality is arguably more important than the execution. Especially now we're into best of threes. Like, we will see mistakes across the 2 or 3 runs. It's just a matter of how the runners pick themselves up after that.
Yeah, I also like to see where races diverge and at what point, at what trick does someone really pull ahead, and if they can come back or not.
Yeah, exactly.
And it happens in the places where you would expect, but also happens in places you wouldn't necessarily expect. Castle often is the place where like things really hit the fan and can fall apart, and people can sometimes have a lot of trouble where they didn't think they were supposed to have a lot of trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Like, in theory, Castle, none of the tricks are too hard, but a slight adjustment on any of them means they can go wrong, and then it can snowball.
Or rather, the penalty for things going wrong, Castle, is very dire. It doesn't have to be even a big thing that goes wrong. A little thing can go wrong, and it all...
Yeah, I mean, a reload's about the same time as a missed BTB or a bad angled mag BTB, but yeah, it feels really bad to get in.
There are a couple of tricks that have more of like a domino effect, too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just that also, it's more nerves too. I mean, like they might actually have a domino effect in the game, but whether or not they have a domino effect, I think it like kills momentum for runners. Because I know myself when I'm playing any game, like my momentum and mentality does matter.
Absolutely, I agree.
And even, like, with tricks as well, like, if you miss an arrow in Water Blade, let's say, you're down a bow shot, you're down an arrow potentially, and you're in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
So even that can snowball. And there are backups, but it will throw a runner, even if they have them.
And with the new castle route, the weapon rating is so much tighter that if you mess up one thing, you're off, and sometimes there's very little wiggle room for fixing it.
Yeah, specifically the bow routing is very tight.
Yeah, the bow routing. I was surprised at how few bows you guys pick up with the new castle run, because you don't need it if you do it perfectly, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's just a waste of time, unless you really want to play it safe, but I don't think there's any other convenient bows in that route.
No, there really isn't. All right, we have Daniel scanning amiibo.
It's pretty good first amiibo. Porgy and a cup. Doesn't look like there's anything in this. Oh, actually, no, it looks like there's a cup. I think he's all good from the first 2.
Yeah, looks like he's good. Storewide scanning amiibo.
Also gets good.
I see the word lame. That's a good word.
Good. Lame. What a lame carp.
I think we'll have to grab the mushroom though to get the full attack up.
Oh, the razor shroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say, like, why would they need
Fortunately,
a
that is
mushroom.
Oh, mushroom. Okay.
Yeah.
And yep, looks like he's got it.
So this is the bullet time boss that we were talking about earlier.
Oh my god, they went for it. I can't believe it. They went for a bullet time bounce.
Too dry.
That's a very
we
nice
pick
angle
up on
from
it.
Storewide as well. Yeah, you have to get used to that.
Yeah, Daniel's going for ESC and Storewide going for the, I guess, regular shield clip.
Yeah, exactly.
There are 2 BTBs that have yet to be, if anything else is found to be even competitive with them. Excuse my dog with his squeaky toy.
Yeah, it's. I know Bug Limit Plateau, and you can't make it faster. It's perfect. All right. So Daniel's a little bit ahead because ESD is a little bit faster, and also he's a little bit ahead anyway. But I would still say that they're pretty close. And that
I think StoreWide actually closed the gap a bit with the updated Cryo BTB setup, but yeah, StoreWide losing some time because of the failed elevator clip twice. So we're seeing a pretty similar gap to what we had before.
We'll see if we get to say hello to our favorite guardian, our second
Cheryl.
favorite.
Is this Cheryl the guardian?
Yep, we saw
Probably.
Cheryl's leg. Does that count? Hi, Cheryl.
No.
Maybe on StoreWide screen.
Ideally, you don't want to see.
We're gonna.
Nope.
If the Guardian's in your line of sight, it will take your aggro, so your ZL will lock onto it and then can mess up the jump.
Yeah. So even though StoreWide did miss the really short cryo, I think he's still in good time. StoreWide did that on purpose. Absolutely, definitely.
Good that we have his stats, man, in the chat.
Yeah.
Give us some fun trivia.
Yeah, Jason, tell us more things. say more, Jason.
We see Dan coming up on the first Mag BTB attempt. Bullet time looks good. It's a little low, actually.
Yeah, that's definitely low.
The arrow shot must have been slightly off.
Low, but it's fast.
Yeah, exactly. It's not as bad as your standard forest angle, but it's still like 15 seconds slower, maybe even more than going straight to the shrine.
And choosing not to do any risky rebounds, but just to
tree launch.
He had slate storage, so
yeah,
I'm pretty close now after this, actually.
Yeah, if StoreWide gets all the way over there and doesn't have to, which it looks like he is going to.
There's a slightly dodgy angle from Dan as well, landing at least 6 or so seconds from a tree. Very high up, StoreWide is, so no issues there.
And gets loaded Magnesis, which he could have. Well, actually, it's not true. He's had to sit for a while on that load. Looks like they have closed the gap. So,
and with so many of our runners getting forced angle or not getting that, optimal angle, it's super obvious that there's no shame in not getting that trick.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
perfectly. Like, it is so hard to get that exact frame that gets you the right angle. I mean, there's just so much that goes into these tricks.
Yeah, and it's also like very, very it's different for running races as well, where you want to know that backup strat just to get there. Whereas if you're grinding the category for the best time for PBs or for the best time, you would maybe you would, if you didn't get it that perfect angle the first second try, you'd just reset.
Right. Yeah, not really know how to handle. And that's I will say across the board, I am just seriously impressed how well runners do plan Bs and plan Cs. Like
oh yeah. Yeah, having a good plan B isn't everything. Sometimes it's good to have multiple backup plans because not every backup plan is perfect.
Hi, Greg. Bye, Greg.
Yeah, generally you won't see runners resetting for a forest angle Mag BTB until you're getting down to like 29s, 28s.
Yeah, exactly. And
so
although
lots of runners do have experience with using the tree rocket instead of running. But,
and to be fair, a lot of the runners that are in this tournament are in that space where they have the sub 30, but they want the 28, they want the 27,
Yeah, exactly. So at that point, you won't quite be resetting for Mag BTB's missed yet. So a lot of runners will be doing that in their reset attempts for evening.
All right, Daniel doing box walk. And StoreWide also doing box walk.
Well, there we go.
I notably missed it against, so let's see if he's got it down now. Positioning looks good. And yeah, gets it nicely.
Wow, these guys are throwing off. Did Link start the dive animation?
Yeah, that can happen if you're near the water.
That's so funny. He was diving onto ground.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Too late.
Well, I appreciate that he took some revenge on those Bocos.
That is avoidable because he landed really far back, but he whistled straight away, which notified the Boko, which meant it had the bow ready sooner rather than later. You can do a couple throw sprints and not have to worry about that.
Okay.
All right. And
Doesn't
Storewide doing
get the arrow yet.
a strat that I
He needs
actually
the
haven't
arrow
seen
back.
anyone do.
Okay, he
Oh,
does
you got
get
the
the
arrow
we
back.
got it.
Hey, got it. Storewide doing a tree launch to bombs. He's a little behind for missing that BTB, but not.
I'm not sure you want to climb that wall. Yeah, that's risky.
Yeah.
You can just run through that area without alerting the
Guardian. I knew it.
So Storewide has unfortunately lured the Guardian or walked in the little radius to get a cutscene. Unfortunately, I think there's one of the only places on the map where you can get a whole ass cutscene.
There's three.
Of a Guardian.
I think 3 Guardians, 3 little zones that have
Yeah,
that cutscene, and I think at least there's no chance of getting it on the way out. And so I mean, there's some people, if they don't do that, I think it's called the gamer win bomb, then they have to go by that Guardian and they have to hit it with a bomb to prevent that. So at least if he's one of those, he wouldn't have to worry about that again. But that is, again, momentum killer. Like,
yeah.
you failed a trick, and then like it's kind of it's compounded. Like,
Yeah, so if you activate Guardian by doing damage to it, then it won't do that cutscene. But
exactly.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but
and now we're a whole rune apart.
Yeah, he's a whole shrine behind.
But we are coming up to castle, which, I mean, this is where when you fail a trick, I mean, it's easier for your opponent to catch up. So it's definitely not over by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, plenty more can go wrong.
Not recognizing that he'd taken the damage from the arrow.
Oh no!
He had the mushrooms, I think, and at least a backup.
Yeah, I think
Monty you could have eaten, but yeah, just not remembering that he took damage. I'm guessing.
That sucks. But fortunately,
gamer win bump for the backup gets a little too low. Definitely needs to bomb a tiny bit too late. So we'll have to walk quite far to finish the shrine.
All right. Well, Daniel is doing his tree racket to get up.
Looking like a low 15 plat.
Wow. Yeah, definitely.
Very solid. This will be hard for Storewide to bring back now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if the rest of his run goes perfect. Yeah, but again, we'll see. We will see. Of 21 gamer win bomb attempts, only 6 of them have landed on the platform.
Yeah, but that's a funny thing to put into stats, though, because we know that, like, the time that it takes you to get on the pegs properly to do the wind bomb can be a big factor in whether or not it saves time. If you land, depending on, I mean, like we saw right there, if you land on the top, obviously it loses a ton of time. But if you land where you normally would have landed, with a normal BTB, then it's definitely not too different. So,
yeah, combination lock and check saying, man, this is over pretty much. I disagree. This isn't over. It's not over till it's over. And also, this is best of 3. This is only the first one. Even if one of our runners wins, the other one could win the next one, and we'd have to do a third one.
Yeah, exactly. One bad race doesn't mean you're out at this stage. And this is a winner-side match as well, so there's that buffer as well. We see a nice BTB from Dan. We'll take him right to the gate.
Very nice.
Actually held a little too far left, so we'll get a slightly dodgy ending.
And that was Daniel's first try at Castle BTB? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. First try.
So as someone who has not actually done the Castle BTB, I know you have, Lumina. Is it literally just the difference between the old castle route and the new castle route is where you're holding the control stick?
Exactly. The setup's basically the same.
Oh, man. Cool.
Ooh.
Unloaded. Awesome.
This is a very good run for Daniel.
Seen a couple of people change their standing position from the old one, Chucky, but it's the same visual key for where you shoot. Anyway, we'll see Storewide coming up on his first attempt.
Yeah, just slightly glitchy.
Yeah, we opt not to sneak straight the moblin before the
cutscene loads.
Cutscene, yeah, because if the cutscene loads whilst you're doing the sneak strike, then you won't complete the attack, and the moblin may notice you. Nice beat to beat
Daniel's
from
not-
Storewide as well.
Daniel is not picking up the razor shroom, which...
Oh, actually, he had a porgy, so he's probably alright.
Oh, we did an extra
Yeah,
point.
it was Storewide who needed it.
All right, I'm getting confused now.
No, you're fine. So many factors, and I'm super grateful. We have 3 sets of eyes on all of this.
Oh no,
It means you'll have a free 30 potion rather than a free 50 though, which is down to runner preference. But I think Dan's got a pretty good Blights and Ganon.
Yeah, I mean,
Though opting to pump, I don't think he needs to.
oh okay. Sorry, I was like,
Pump the glider.
I was looking at Daniel and being like, pump what? Oh right. Yeah.
Dual
Very
unloaded.
nice. Very nice.
Dead angle from Dan, missing the out of bounds mid-air. With that will lower the gap a little.
Again, every time that out of bounds wind bomb, it's not perfect, and if you fail, you fail.
Yeah,
That
we've already
looks
seen
so
Storewide win run
cool.
race due to Storewide's opponent just failing the
Exactly.
out of
Oh,
bounds.
absolutely. Yeah.
He will still take
Flag
the damage,
points
so has
do
to eat.
count.
Does have the backup food though. But yeah, one more missed attempt, and this is pretty even. Dan gets it this time though, and we'll get a very nice landing spot.
Oh yeah, very nice.
I believe we've seen Storewide going for 6 Ancient Arrows, so there is actually about a minute gap still.
Okay.
Ooh, a dodgy bomb throw. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, okay. Oops. I don't know. Okay,
Oh,
Moblin does end
alright.
up noticing the bomb.
All right.
And get some
Alright.
weird fractal physics with the Moblin and the edge of duality.
So what we're talking about here in Castle, just for anyone who might not know, so we're in the castle now. We need a lot of things. We're about to take on 5 bosses in a row, actually 4. 4 bosses, but you need things to skip the one. So you have to get a lot of things, and the castle is loaded, but
With stuff.
obviously it's a big place, and you have to get around to different places. So there's actually 4 different routes, to my knowledge, or is it just 3? There's 3 ancient arrows, inbounds and out of bounds. Or is it?
And there's 6.
I can't even keep track. There's 6
3
ancient arrows.
is inbounds, 6 ancient... Wait, I mixed it up. 3 ancient arrows is out of bounds, 6 ancient arrows is inbounds, and then there's a no amiibo route as well.
Okay, so there are 3 different. Yes.
And then you've seen a few runners going for the old route as well.
Ooh, very nice. First
There can
reward.
be a bit of variation at this point of a run, but we see both of our runs doing similar ones there.
I like how Piston puts it in chat. There's a fast one. 2
The cheap
ones.
cage one and the
Yes.
one slow one.
There's a little bit of opinion
Using
in
the
there
technical
too. but
terms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, technical. Yes, super
And
technical.
again, I would also say that the fast one is riskier.
Slightly, yeah. The mid-air is a high pressure point in the run, so a lot of runners prefer not to go for it, especially in races.
All right, Storewide setting up again for his wind bomb to Sanctum.
Beautiful.
Very nice, very nice.
All right, so Daniel on the left side of our screen, if you know much about the game here, you would know that the first fight would be Wind Blight, but he's actually fighting Water Blight because he skipped Wind Blight.
By
Yeah, we
shooting
just
an
kinda
arrow
don't
into a
do that fight.
cutscene. Yeah, we take that for granted. All the weapon routing, all the food routing, especially with the triple attack up,
Missed
is
the
all
arrow
routed.
shot from Dan.
Yeah, is not. There's no space for anything, and another boss is just impossible. So you have to skip. Oh no! Ah.
I don't know why he's gone for the arrow shot there. That's going to cause him some issues later. You can do a backup where you just hit him once with the boomerang and the claymore if you miss an arrow shot. But now he's down an arrow, and
Yeah, again, the
bad
routing is
situations
so
come
tight.
up, and you might have to grab the floor arrow, which you shoot to skip them.
Oh no! Storewide got placed all the way back.
Yeah, that's what happens. Is autosave always puts you here.
Yeah.
And again, if you find yourself questioning, wait, how is it possible that one arrow can make a difference? That is how tight this route is.
Yeah, that's how tight. 'Cause every time we have to pick up stuff, it takes time.
Yeah, and there's no really convenient arrows. There's a couple of RNG ones next to Magnesis, but that would involve you breaking the crate, which lowers your chance of unloaded. And yeah, basically we need the arrows here so we can use a normal one on Thunderblight. You really don't want to use one of your ancient arrows on Thunderblight.
Oh, no. You want to save all your ancient arrows for the Ganon fight, because that's really where it does. That's really where you need the HP.
Old records on it, like 25 minutes. This isn't even that close to it.
I still think both runners are doing, I would say, reasonably well. And Daniel's had a very clean run.
Solid runs, but
yeah, Daniel's had a fairly clean run.
Storewide needs a mistake from Dan to have any chance of winning this one now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That is true about this gap now. I will say Storewide, again, just impressive to me how when runners fail tricks, they're able to bring it back and able to get the trick second try. He might even be doing this as practice for the next round.
Yeah, we see Dan coming into Glam. Free ancient arrow route means you start with a flurry rush.
Not just headshots.
No, exactly. For 6 ancient arrow routes, you usually see them all fired at the start. That's just part of the routing. But in free ancient arrows, you need a flurry rush, so you do that at the start instead, and you come back to the ancient arrows later. You see some runners going for flurry rush anyway in 6 ancient arrows, but that's a little slower, and you don't need to do it. It's just a safety strat. Nice headshots from Dan.
Yeah, this looks
trying
very
to force the laser. It's kind of hard to force the laser. Yeah, so he realizes he needs to force the attack, which will then force the laser. But unfortunately, he took a little too long on it.
Ooh,
so he needs to get his
wall.
headshot.
Ooh, alright, wow.
And now he needs the laser, so yeah.
There we go.
And we'll finish off the phase with the royal cuts. Ooh, mistimes the parry.
Oh no!
That's all it takes.
That's
it. Very bad.
Not necessarily.
No, that's not it. That's not it. But
I know.
There's plenty of opportunities to choke this as well. Yeah, that's literally like one mistake in these boss fights, and you get sent way back.
Yeah, both of you guys are watching Daniel while I was trying to get my eyes on Storewide. I saw Daniel die. What did he die to specifically?
He just missed laser parry.
Oh shoot.
Yep.
Oof.
Oh man. All right. Well, Storewide is trucking through Thunderblight here. He needs to get that pesky shield out of the way. Fortunately, the boomerang is here for that.
You can force that shield break with a boomerang or any 100 weapon combo.
So because again, for those who do not know, if you die at Ganon, you have to redo Blights. Daniel has to start all the way at the beginning of Blights all over again. Do win Blight skip again. He still it's basically a reload, so he still has all this stuff from when he started the last time, but he still has to redo it. And if Storewide can get through Ganon, even if it's a little bit slow, and not die, Storewide might have this.
Well, his attack speed is a limiting factor, so he does need to do it relatively quickly, but...
Oh yeah, I mean, he does have 2 minutes, but even if, like, he misses 10 seconds here and there because, or rather, actually, you know what? Just delete everything I just said in the last 20 seconds. That's not important.
Oh, this is waste power.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
The runners are dropping like flies.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
I can't take this. Like, oh no, these runners, they're working so hard. Wow.
So now, Daniel's ahead.
Everyone wants to win game 1 apparently.
This is Breath of the Wild 90%.
Yeah, this is nail biting, guys.
Yeah,
You're seeing
choking the laser parry, and that's what can happen. That's one of the most common mistakes you see in these races.
And yet, I don't think I've seen anybody miss laser parry yet. But then again, I also have been watching all of the
Do you have a
races,
stat on that,
I haven't.
Jason? How many laser parry deaths have we had?
Jason, how many laser
gosh.
parries?
You don't have it, you don't need to start having it. Oh my god.
Yes, we do. It's an important stat. He's still lining up the shot. We're in the same spot as we were before now.
Yeah, pretty much, actually.
The runners are entirely depending on the other ones to mess up Calamity.
Oh my god. This is nail biting. I'm just...
Well, and this is the point where I start to wonder whether or not they have been watching, right? Because that is just so, I would think, just, you know, like so different. If you knew that your opponent has failed to Ganon, like, you get some hope and then you lose. I just like, that's a roller coaster.
We've had various runners who, some opt to just focus on their own runs, some look and then adjust their runs accordingly.
I don't know. I think
it's all preference.
It's definitely all preference. So apparently Jason does not have laser parry deaths, but he can tell you that of 65 runs, 15 have had a death to Calamity. Which
is that including these ones?
Laser parry, laser parry. You know that Star of Friends. You know.
A death just to Calamity, yes. I think it's parry with an A. That is true.
Yeah, it is parry with an A. Yeah.
Nice one. The stats are being updated on the fly. You'd love to see it. Ooh, messing up the spin. That could be a dead run from Dan. Saving this can be really difficult. Curious if Dan has a trick for it. Gets a flurry. I think you can break shield off of a flurry. And even if not, I think you can just get the hits. So that was a really clutch flurry. If you missed that, it's just possibly dead.
Yeah, Thunderblight is
that
so
is a bit
fast.
of attack through God, and Dan was only on a 330 potion there, so this needs to be a clean Calam.
Yeah, so that attack up potion that we were kind of mentioning it a few times during the run, that's why they did the amiibo, to get the fish, to give them attack up, the razor shroom and everything. The very end of Ganon, which we have not seen yet, the strat that you do, especially at the end, really all of attacking Ganon, you need that potion. Or you need that meal, that you need that bonus, that attack up bonus to be able to even handle Ganon.
Yeah, even if you pick up extra weapons, which there are a handful of extra weapons in the Ganon fight, because this game isn't completely cruel to you. But if your attack food runs out, and you have a significant amount of Ganon's health left, you could be in a very, very difficult spot. You may literally run out of weapons. Because all your hits hit a third as much. Hit one. There
you go. Nice phase one from Daniel.
Alright.
Just need to get one more.
And I think this is enough time to do it in, right? Where he's at 50.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Generally 40 seconds is about where you start getting a bit sketchy on it.
Especially because Calamity did not go to wall. If Calamity had gone straight to wall, that would have been...
No, we saw Calam going to wall in end of phase 1, which forces it to not in phase 2.
Okay, wonderful. And we have an awesome fact from our restreamer. This is our 200th ran Breath of the Wild race on Racetime.
Wow.
Yeah, so that includes a mix of like the bi-weekly race that occasionally happens, the just the tournament runs and a couple other runs here and there.
Yeah,
but we've had a few showcase runs as well, such as there was an MSR showcase run a while there.
Well, hey, good time to advertise. We have Discords available if you are interested in becoming a part of Breath of the Wild community, speedrunning, interested in everything. I saw a comment earlier, just amazed at how these runners are doing this race so much faster than you would be able to do when you're first picking it up. And we have boot camp for that.
Yeah, and I will say this is that I have not received help quicker or more thoroughly than I have for anything in my entire life than for asking a question in the Breath of the Wild speedrunning Discord. People are very welcoming and willing to help even with beginner problems, so if you're interested, please check us out. Please check it out.
Yeah, race one's all but over. We'll see Dan most likely cleaning this up.
So yeah, so once you beat Ganon, for those who don't know,
Dark Beast is free.
Dark Beast is free. If you die in Dark Beast, you start beginning Dark Beast. You don't have to go. You don't have to get points again.
Well, see Dan's
although
dodgy setup.
Storewide and I at the last match we come, we were talking about this how there is time to be saved in Dark Beast, but many runners
but it's like 3 seconds. There's like nothing. It's really
more than that.
It's
more
not.
than that. But...
The only thing that you can actually save time in is pre-fires. The things will always appear at the same time, and the pre-fires only save you like a second at max per like phase, and there's 3 of them.
Well, huge GG's practically to Daniel and Storewide for getting past the difficult portions of the run. Now you just got all of that worked up nerves. The fact that you haven't seen your race partner, finish on the race time website, it's kind of like, what's going on over there? If you haven't been watching, like
I know I'm late, but you're later.
I imagine the best idea is just to focus on yourself and do your best.
Yeah. So according to Crazy in chat, in my experience, the difference between someone who actually works in Dark Beast and someone who doesn't can be like 7 to 10 seconds.
But yeah, if you manage to not be in the right place when the lights appear, it can take longer, but it's really not that hard to be in the right place when they're there. We do see Storewide going for the pre-fire. It does end up missing it though, which ends up losing more time than it would potentially save.
Unfortunate.
But it's probably, he doesn't know that it's worth it because there's no way to win.
Exactly.
But it is worth it for the swag strats if he does get it, right?
Exactly. I may have lost, but I got the pre-fires,
Exactly.
Exactly.
And especially in a best of 3 scenario, you need that confidence going into your next race.
Anyway, GG's to Dan, getting a little lucky with the win. Usually a Calam death would lose you a race, but Storewide also dying to Calam means that he does take game number 1 of our best of 3.
Which is... That was a nail-biter, everyone. That was a wild race to watch.
Yes. And we're going to give our runners a break of some sorts just to recollect themselves and breathe. Exactly. I think breathe is the number one.
Breathe, have water.
I think the aim is to have about slightly low battery on Storewide.
Exactly.
Bring up your charge it. Yeah, so we'll see Storewide finish up his run, then we'll probably see 5 to 10 minutes between the runs. Just get a drink,
Go up. I would suggest that everybody who's watching this stream to stand up and walk around the room. Get the blood flowing.
Challenge by Ariel Fabulous. We have been challenged.
That's too much.
Come on, Lumina, really?
I'm nested right here. We'll tuck it up in my chair.
Okay, well, I will say the time of day is a little different for some of us, so
yeah, it's. I think
I would agree with you if it was midnight or 1 a.m.
It's only 11 at the moment.
Oh. That makes it so much better.
All right, GG's.
GG's,
yeah. I'm sure both our runners will want to improve going into race 2. Hopefully we'll see something much tighter in that one.
We'll just have
I'm
to
assuming we're just going to do an interview after the 3rd game and not have our thoughts between each one.
Yeah, I think as runners, I would prefer to stay focused on what I'm doing and do what I need to do.
Halftime interviews? Nah, I don't need to do that.
All right, so just like we see Storewide quitting there, I think we are ready for our break. I believe we have some
comms in between set.
Music though.
Yeah.
That's some amazing music.
I want to hear our voices, It's not like we want to go up and get a drink or anything.
It's not like our dogs need to go to the bathroom or anything.
Halftime, I was thinking more metaphorically like halftime. It's really more like the break between periods in hockey, because there are 3 periods, I guess. I don't know. I've watched too much football. I think it's halftime. My American football, sorry, Lumen.
Bad football, got it.
I acknowledge it. It's the bad one.
All right, well, the music is on its way. We're going to let you guys walk around or not, get a drink or not. It's up to you. We will be back
I too will get a
momentarily.
drink.